Lean is really trying to generalize the lessons we get from Toyota. It always has been. And there's a half a century tradition of what Toyota is trying to do. Back, I think, in '77, they published the very first article they published by Lean, and they said, well, TPS, what they did is two pillars. One is just in time, and the other is respect for people, which is developing every employee to the fullness of their ability. So I think that what we call real Lean is to work within the Toyota tradition on trying to understand how do we reconcile the just-in-time part, which involves quality, reducing lead time, improving processes, and the respect for people, which is improved developing both their technical abilities and their ability to work with others. So real Lean is a place where the manager gets to create this positive feedback loop between better people, better process, and constantly work in this. This creates what Argyris used to call double loop learning. Because first, the single loop learning is that as people face their problems, as you develop their autonomy in facing problems, they come up with more innovative solutions. So that's the first loop. You just solve the problems. But the double loop is that as a manager, when you start studying how they solve problems, what kind of problems you encounter, you have higher level issues, and you realize that many of the problems people encounter come from your own policies and your own decisions, and how a tactical decision has become a policy, or your own understanding of the market. So as they learn, you learn. And I think that that's what the real Lean is about, is this joint learning that people solve local problems, they learn. As a manager, you study their solutions and their ideas, and you think back of your global problems and you learn. Because it's not a Taylorist approach. It really is this inclusive approach of learning together and of getting people to agree on their problems rather than focus on solutions. And the most important thing is understanding that it's not stable. The goal of continuous improvement is continuous improvement. So this is something that grows organically rather than something that can be mechanically applied. And I think that's fairly radical. And there's a just straightforward problem of access to this tradition and access to this knowledge. Now, what is interesting about Lean is that there is a real know-how, which is just-in-time. And in actual fact, the pull system that makes just-in-time a reality. Without the pull system to find problems, to identify a problem, you're still completely lost. Because to be honest, it's not just about problem solving. You need problem finding, what is a problem, what is not. Problem facing, how do you face problems you don't want to face. Problem framing, which is how do you define what the problem is in a way that people will look for a certain kind of solutions. Finally, problem solving, and finally learning. So problem solving is definitely one of the elements, but without the just-in-time element of Lean, you don't know which problems you should address. So the pull system creates an architecture for the problem solving. It tells you which problems to address.